Welcome back. Let's get to that conversation about the delineation of Warri federal constituency. There's three areas within that federal constituency from Warri South, Warri North, and Warri Southwest. As far as this is concerned, let's bring in the Secretary of the Warri Urhobo National Congress, Mr. Victor Okumagba, is known as Olorogun Victor Okumagba. Welcome, sir, to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Tell us why this whole idea of delineation, it was meant to bring closure to the agitations on all sides. Now it's generating even more controversy. From where the Urhobo people are sitting, why is this so?
Well, naturally, it ought to be so, but what you can see from one aspect of the ethnic nationality, they felt not satisfied with what INEC has done, so they decided to heat up the polity and the system, knowing fully well that protests don't delineate words. Words are delineated by law for people, inhabitants, not for fishes and animals. INEC, the delineation process, the delineation exercise was a process. It didn't come just one day and we just created delineate words. It was a process that started since 2004, July precisely. So we do not know where the other Itsekiri ethnic nationality, what they want and what they do not want. As far as we are concerned, the Urhobos and the Ijaw ethnic nationality, we are satisfied with the process for now, pending when INEC will do their correct their final observations and bring out the final report. As for now, we are okay because by the Constitution, you cannot exceed 20 words. And INEC have created 20 words for Warri. Even though we, the Urhobo people, we are not satisfied, but Rome was not built in a day. For now, we take it as it is, but there are some internal corrections that INEC need to do with regards to the Urhobo area. And that is what we are urging INEC to do, and then we put this matter to rest. Okay. That's the situation.
So let's look at the numbers, and perhaps it's interesting that the Urhobo people do not have a concern, because I'm looking at the numbers. The new delineation shows that I think the Ijaws now have about 27 wards, the Itsekiri about 21, and I think Urhobo just 9. So you can see, like from Warri Southwest, for instance, the Ijaws by the former one had 10 wards, Itsekiri had 6. By the recent new proposed delineation, they just have 14. Itsekiri has 5. If we go to Warri North, it just used to have 4. Itsekiri 6. Now we just have 10. Itsekiri 8. And if we go to Warri South, Itsekiri had the initial one was Itsekiri 8, Urhobo 2, and then it was delineated to Itsekiri and Urhobo 6 apart. But now we have Itsekiri 8, Urhobo 9, Ijaw 3. So when you look at least for the purpose of numbers, do you see where the agitation of the Itsekiris is coming from?
Yes. You see, let me give you a background of the Warri Federal Constituency. Warri Federal Constituency is a collection of 3 ethnic nationalities: the Ijaws, the Urhobos, and the Itsekiris. In these three Warris Federal Constituency, these 3 Warris, the Ijaws are majority. There is no doubt about that. The Ijaws are majority, followed by the Itsekiris before the Urhobos. The Urhobos, why the Urhobos are minority? Because we are in just one local government, Warri South local government. You don't have Urhobo in Warri Southwest, you don't have Urhobo in Warri North. And the current delineation represents the true position of what is on ground. Any data, any statistic before now has been nullified by the Supreme Court. That was the reason why the Supreme Court asked INEC go back and redelineate the Warri federal constituency. Because according to the Supreme Court, there were fictitious words and units. In other words, the data in which they used to create that initial word was not correct. So it's just at the majority. You can't take it from them. You can't take it from them. They are the majority. And we, the Urhobos, we are the majority in Warri North, in Warri South, sorry. We are the majority in Warri South. So, let me tell you something. In 1996, I said it earlier, in 1996, INEC created wards via application. INEC didn't go to the field in 1996. They created ward, and in the area where you have majority population, INEC give them a lesser ward. In the area where you have minority population, INEC give them more wards. And that was what gave birth to the litigation of that come out with the judgment of the Supreme Court. That no, Supreme Court said no, this arrangement is wrong. It's not correct. Go and correct it. You understand? So they don't have all those datas the Itsekiri are parading. They are all fictitious. They are all fake datas. They don't exist. They don't exist. So you don't bring the roof down, because when they created ward, for example, in 1996, they gave the Urhobos 6 wards in Warri South. They gave the Itsekiri 6 wards, which is not equitable. It's not equitable. But we didn't protest. We didn't protest. But the Itsekiris, they just look at it and see that no, this is an injustice. This thing is not equitable. Let us approach the law court. They approached the law court, and the court reasoned with them and said, yes, you are right. That this arrangement was wrong. And that was why the Supreme Court ordered INEC to redelineate the Warri Federal. In other words, by this proper and normal arrangement, it's just a more, followed by the Itsekiris in Warri Federal. But in Warri South, local government, the Urhobos are more.
But Olorogun, the central argument of the Itsekiri from the beginning of this concern over the proposal of INEC's planned delineation is that they own the land, and in fact, the Itsekiri kingdom dates back to 1480, according to history, established by Ginuwa. And they say that even the name Warri is a mispronunciation by the colonialists of Iwere, which is a name ascribed to the Itsekiri. And Princess Olori Ogbebo has presented documents to prove that indeed the land belongs to her ancestors. But they're saying that they do not want, they're not asking people, or the settlers, if you like, or other indigenes, not to stay, but they're saying that the delineation should be done to reflect some form of equity.
Well, thank you very much for that question. You see, as far as I'm concerned, as far as my people are concerned, the issue of ownership of Warri, the issue of Warri homeland of the Itsekiri people, as far as we are concerned, is diversionary. That is not the issue right now. But be that as it may, if there is anybody that is a settler in Warri town, are the Itsekiri people. I will give you. The Itsekiri people did not have any community in Warri town. There's a difference between Warri town and Warri township. And Warri town constitute about 85% or 90% of what you know and called Warri South local government area. The issue of Warri, ownership of Warri, have been laid to rest. I keep on saying it. And the Itsekiri people, they know that matter has been laid to rest since 1976.
What I have here, this is the judgment. W4868. Idudu versus Okumagba. Parties in that case are
Olorogun, because of time, let's just...
No, I'm coming. Please. This is a very sensitive issue a question you just asked. The parties in that case, this is the case that decide this Warri ownership. Parties in that case is D.O. Idudu, P.O. Awani, E.A.S., C.A. Lorry, the father of Chief Little Lorry Ogbebo, and J.D. Idudu versus Chief D. Daniel Okumagba on behalf of himself and Olodi, Oki, and Igogbadu family. Joined in that matter by order of court is the Itsekiri Communal Land Trust as the sixth plaintiff. Then the seventh plaintiff is the Erejua II, the Olu of Warri, joined by the order of court for himself and on behalf of the entire Itsekiri people. So this is a case of the entire Itsekiri people. And everything they are talking, everything Little Lorry is talking is in these proceedings. Itsekiri don't have any new case, any new process. Everything they are saying now, my ancestors were declared persona non grata from Okpare. Everything they were saying now is secondary as far as we are concerned. The proceedings of W4868, and after everything, the court held, among other things. And I want to read it today, because it is very easy to say Okumagba won Warri land case, Okumagba won Warri land case. I want to read 3 paragraphs of the Supreme Court judgment.
Olorogun, we may not have time. Just a moment. We may not have time for you to read through. Maybe you can highlight what it is, and then we'll move on. Because I need to ask you a question before we begin to wind down.
Exactly. Now, this is what the court said. This is what the court said. Now, listen to me. I do not believe that any kingdom founded by Ginewa extended to Warri, Okere Warri. Plaintiff's evidence and also evidence in the whole case do not prove such extent of any kingdom founded by Ginewa the first. I am satisfied, and I find as fact on the evidence before me that Okere was never part of the kingdom founded by Ginewa the first. A point which the plaintiff and their counsel have tried to urge on this court is that because the land in dispute is in Warri and so in Warri division, listen, the Olu of Warri has right of overlordship over it, because as Olu of Warri, he has right of overlordship over all lands in Warri division. The whole argument of view is erroneous. The Olu by title is Olu of Warri, but his right of overlordship relates only to the lands of Itsekiri people. So you can see that the Itsekiri people, they are living in falsehood. They do not have any land. That is Okere. Then we have another Urhobo kingdom, the Agbara Warri kingdom.
All right, Olorogun,
in Warri town.
I think I've allowed you to speak for a long time, so allow me to speak now, if you don't mind, okay? So
no,
just a moment, Olorogun.
Please let me just please.
Just hold on.
This is a very sensitive matter.
No,
Olorogun,
can you hear me? If you can hear me,
7 sub-clans.
It's a conversation, so let's have a conversation. You've been speaking for a long time.
Thank you.
You have established your point, and I'm sure the Itsekiri people will totally disagree with you because they also have their own documentation. But you put up a great position. The Itsekiri people also, we've had conversation with the Itsekiri, with the Urhobo, with the Jaw on this particular matter. My question is now, what is the way forward? And that's my last question, and you just have a minute to wrap it up.
The way forward is very clear. I've said it before. Before I go into that, quickly, with my 1 minute, Warri Kingdom has 7 sub-clans. And each of those 7 sub-clans signed their various treaties with the British colonial administration before the appointment of Daw. We must get that clear. So Agbara has been in existence for centuries before Daw was appointed recently between the 19th century. So no Itsekiri man, we born of anything, we say Warri is his homeland or their homeland. That is a very erroneous situation. Now let me go back to the way forward. The way forward is this. INEC has conducted the exercise. We are satisfied to a great extent until they do some adjustment to the observations that we made as requested by them. The only thing now, the only remedy now, is for INEC to speed up the process, complete the process, and come out with the final report.
All right, Olorogun, thank you. This conversation, I wish there can be some closure, but apparently there is no closure, because I'm sure as the Itsekiri people are hearing, they would like to respond.
They don't have anything. They don't have anything. People don't have anything.
Olorogun, they have their position. You can stick to your position, and it's okay. Olorogun, can you hold on?
Yeah.
You can stick to your position, but you can't speak for them. So allow them speak for themselves. Stick to your position. You can't speak for them.
They said, I'm countering what they said.
Olorogun Victor Okumagba is the Secretary, Warri Urhobo National Congress, joining us. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, let's not forget, when we come back after this break, remember, we're still in the, this is the holiday, and the Eid festivities is still on. That's why we're having public holidays. So we'll be joined by a cleric who is going to walk us through why this season is quite important in the moment. Join us again.